Welcome back to our Chocozone podcast, guys. I am Umberto Boscolo from FBM and we continue our narrative path in the world of bean to bar artisans. After meeting some pioneers who started in North America, Africa, Central America, now we go to Europe where we meet one of the first chocolate makers who started the artisan production of chocolate with us back in 2012. If in America there have been the first, here in Europe we arrived slightly later and with greater complication due to the European tradition that chocolate has deeply rooted in Europe. But even here, after the first ones, the bean to bar has become an overwhelming wave that has reached every corner of Europe and continues to grow. But now I start with my explanations and we start this new episode with one of the first, Patrick Walter of Choco del Sol. Welcome back, guys. In this episode, I want to introduce a good friend of mine for sure. He is one of the first chocolate maker I met in Europe, and really he has been a pioneer of bean to bar movement in Europe. But in this episode with him, I want to talk us about the relationship that you could see that you could have between the chocolate maker and the cocoa farmers. So I think it's time to introduce our guest. Here we are with Patrick Walter, the owner of Choco del Sol. Hello, Patrick. How are you?
Hello, Umberto. Hello, Giuseppe. I'm
Hi,
very well.
Patrick.
Thank you very much. First of all, thank you very much for the opportunity to be on your podcast. I have seen a few previous episodes, and I was deeply impressed by the people you have with me. Like there was this gentleman uh, from 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 this town, and he was doing this chocolate festival. I was really impressed by like 1 million people are coming, and I never heard about this festival. So I think
Uh-huh.
you have a really interesting podcast. So happy. Thank you very much for
Yeah,
letting me.
I know something about the Chocolate Festival, and maybe later we could talk also about it. I think you have also something to say to us.
Yeah.
Anyway, with all our guests in the first the first question is to introduce themselves. So, who are you? What is your history? How do you arrive in the chocolate world? So it's time for you now.
Okay, my name is Patrick Walder. I'm a German citizenship. I'm born in Germany actually, but not in this country. I'm born in East Germany, so behind the Iron Curtain. And when the wall came down, that was in 1989, I was 21 years old. Perfect age for all the possibilities which were all of a sudden there for us. You know, before we were living sort of in a prison, and all of a sudden the doors open, and the whole world was there ready for us, ready to take. And if you're 21, you just go. And this is what I have done. I went to see the whole world, and I was traveling a lot, and seeing many different things. Got many ideas, many different cultures. Saw different approaches, how you could handle this. I saw people doing business, and I came to the idea, let's try to start your own business but in a complete different environment like what I was used to be at home. So I did this, and I saw I was always very passionate about diving. So I started diving businesses in a few countries, and I did this for almost 15 years. That was my life, and it had nothing to do with chocolate other than diving is often in an area where cocoa grows by chance because nice
Yeah.
areas. That was the only, not even a connection, that was the only touching point I had with chocolate. And during diving, I met this very beautiful girl, and Peggy. And we had in the beginning, it was nice to discover the world together, but Peggy was very had very good relationships in Germany, and she had a business here already. She was settled here, and she said, you know what, Patrick, maybe I would love to spend my life with you, but you have to find a way to do this, then because your lifestyle is not suitable for a family. And so I said, okay, let's find out what there is in it for us. And I said to Peggy, let's go on a big trip. Let's go on a journey. We go by bicycle around the world. And something will happen. We will find something which suits you and me together. And so we started bicycling, and we went first to Asia from Europe. We went to India. Took us 1 year to get there. And in India, we were sort of landlocked because there was Bangladesh, you could not go by bicycle. There was China, you could not. So we said, okay, what do we do? And I said, okay, let's fly. And we got in the plane and we landed in Mexico. And there we assembled our bicycles back together. And then we cycled first to Mexico, and then we came in a very small country called Belize.
Yeah.
And there,
Is there where you met chocolate the first time? I mean, cocoa.
cocoa and the chocolate, yes, even better. I met people in Belize who were they were involved with cacao, and they told me about, we're doing business with cacao, and that's very nice. And in the south of Belize, there are Mayan people, Mayan farmer, and they are growing cacao, and it's very interesting. And I was fascinated by the story, and I said, let's cycle down to south and let's check it out. So we arrived there, and we met a guy who is still now. This is now 11, 12 years ago. He's still a very good friend of our family. His name is Armando Choco. And Armando, at this time, was the head of the cooperative of the TCGA, the Toledo Cacao Growing Association. So he introduced me to the farmer, and he said, hey, look, this is what we're doing. Those are the farmers, and this is how they grow cacao here. And I had no idea before. I said, wow, and I couldn't imagine that someone else would have an idea about this. I said, no one I ever spoke to knew about this, about cacao. We all knew about chocolate. Of course, everyone knows about chocolate. But a few years back, cacao was, what was it? No one really knew. Yeah. So Armando Choco introduced me to this whole new world, and Peggy and we fall in love with it. And I said, wow, Peggy, we said, maybe that's it for us. And when we said goodbye, because we then cycled down to the south and then we continued our journey, then Armando Choco said, so Patrick, what happens when you come back to Germany? What are you doing? And I said, I have no idea. I mean, you will see. I don't even know what year I will come back. So I said, I will see. When I'm there in Germany, I will see. And Armando so told me, you know what? The cooperative, the TCGA, we do not have we have no one in Europe. We can sell we have no representative.
The importer for the beans, you mean? Yeah. You were supposed to import
not only no importer, no one who talked about it. No representative, like someone who introduced people who then could take on this business. And he said to me, you love to talk. And I said, yes, I love to talk. He said, you could be this person and make the connections between us and potential customers, clients in Europe. We arrived in Germany. And then I called Armando and I said, yes, I would love to do this. I would love to bring your cocoa to Europe. And he sent it, and we imported basically a container. Very small amount, 2 tons. The container was empty. We put 2 tons in it, and we brought it over because I said, if there is no cacao, I have to show people. So we had the cacao, and then I discovered that was now in 2012. In 2012, when Peggy and I founded the company Choco del Sol, and we discovered no market. No one wanted to buy those beans. Because first of all, very few chocolate maker, bean-to-bar chocolate maker, very few. The few already tied up in Madagascar, whatever was available at the moment. And very few, and also our beans, they were so expensive, was incredible. Like they cost more than you buy a kilo of chocolate from Callebaut, you know, and people didn't understand. They said, why should we do this? Why should we buy beans when we can buy already chocolate with this money? I mean, it makes no sense. So I said, okay, the only way to show the people that those are good beans and you can make good chocolate out of it, and it's worth to put all this effort in those beans, like winnowing all those steps to make your own chocolate. We need to make our own chocolate, I said to Peggy, and we convince the people with the chocolate made by the beans, because no one in Europe, no one was doing chocolate with the lean beans. So we
Do
Yeah,
you,
used
do you remember?
the chocolatier thought that the chocolate fall down from the tree in the back.
yes. So we started and realized, of course, when we set it up, the first small place to make chocolate, even we knew it's going to be a lot of handwork and a lot of handmade with love and all this stuff. We need a partner here. We need people with machines. And this is how we, and in 2011, 2012, there was always one name coming up, you know. I had friends by the time. I had already friends in the US, and they told me, people from the US told me, hey, I mean, you in Europe, you have this big history about machinery and about chocolate, and of course you look in Europe for machines, and they named you, and FBM, the name came up, and that's how we started the
met.
conversation with
Yeah.
FBM. And
Yeah,
then we
Patrick,
met.
I made the first class in our school for the Italian people, and no one arrived. And so I saved that class with you and with other couple of European guys, but you started. And
Cool.
yes, yes, I
Very
remember.
cool. I remember very well. I remember very well. It was very nice, because you could feel it was an emerging market, and you could feel the energy everywhere, and like it was really nice starting at this time. Really
Yeah.
nice. I loved it.
And now, how many other times you spend in Belize?
Yeah, because of our, you know, most chocolatiers, they come the other way around. You know, they start with chocolate and then end up asking questions about the raw material, about the beans. But for us, it was completely the opposite. We started with the beans. So and when I realized, then I realized, oh, I have something very special here just by chance, because those are the people I met. So, and I kept those close relationship to those farmers to Belize, like to this day, to today. And in the beginning, we went a bit different way than other chocolate makers. Many chocolate makers, they have a lot of different varieties. Not so Choco del Sol. I said it's so difficult to make chocolate. I mean, it's so
Exactly.
difficult to make good chocolate. Good
Yeah.
chocolate.
Yeah, yeah.
It's easy to make bad chocolate, honestly. I mean, you can do it in a day.
And you
But to
just
me, so I said it's so I stick to those beans as long as it means as I figure them out, as I can make good chocolate out of it. And I like for 5 years I was only working with those beans, and then I said, okay, now finally I see a little bit. Now I'm ready to move on, and now we have different origins also now.
and you just came back from Tanzania, correct? Uh, how was your journey? I mean, did you find a family farmers there? Is there something that you always look for? I mean, to meet a family directly, and do you use only beans from the same families, or you can buy beans for any part of the world, even if you don't have the direct contact with the farmers?
Yeah. And after our experience with Belize, we knew, like, or for myself, it's my opinion only. I figured out it's the best insurance to get quality beans if you have a really close relationship to the farmers. It's the same like with machines. It's the same with every supplier you have. You know, if you want to have a good product, you need to have a good relationship to your suppliers. You know, it's
Exactly.
this is normal in business. I mean, this is nothing special with cocoa. You know, it's like normal business relationship, I think. And so we said, okay, we knew this. We need a close relationship, number one. So we need beans who actually we can have this relationship. You know, when we started looking for other origins after Belize, we got many good offers, many good quality beans, but it was not the same. Like we wanted to go there, we want to talk to those people, we want to have a relationship, we want to write with them on Facebook or whatever, you know. So this is number one, a close relationship. But on top of it, when we start looking for a new origin is quality. Quality is the number one. So if we have a good quality, which for us automatically means it's organic. You know, for us, in my opinion, there are no quality beans if they are not organic. So that's number two. They don't have to be certified, but they have to be organic. Number three is because it's so important for my customers when they walk in our chocolate place or when we sell our chocolate, I want to guarantee them that there are like basic things like slave-free, you know, like basic things like this. I want to be able to give my customers my hand and say, you know what, I promise you, those beans are clean. And by clean, I not only mean like, I mean clean, there is no blood, there is nothing. Those are the best beans I can get my hand on. And that's how we start looking. And lucky enough, since we started in 2012, the supply of good beans, there are more and more beans which in my opinion are really good. There's more and more coming. So that's how we start.
We normally do this kind of question, okay? So even if it's a little boring, but we want to understand the different approach of the different chocolate makers, okay? According to you, which is the difference between the commercial chocolate, I mean the big companies' chocolate, and the crafter, the artisan? It might be in your case that you know very well, you know, the farmers, and you have a very good relationship with the farmers. Which is the difference between the big companies and the artisan? Or maybe how do you sell the chocolate? If it's a different consumer from the big company to the smaller company?
Giuseppe, all this is very true. Of course, there is a different market. Of course, there might be different customers. All this is true. But it's, in my opinion, it's very simple. What sets us apart from a big industrial chocolate maker, it's our raw material. It's the beans. Industrial chocolate maker will never be able to work with those beans, like with the quality of beans we are able to work with. This has many reasons. Like this is again not only in cocoa like this.
But,
it's like
but why do you think so? Why do you think so? Because I guess that a big company does have a lot of tool, a lot of people, experienced people, educated people on finding, you know, the right flavor for the right market. Why do you think that the attention to the raw material is not the same?
Giuseppe, I'm completely with you. The big companies, they have an incredible marketing. They have incredible packaging. They have incredible, like if you look at the bar and the bar says it's 60 gram, then it's 60 gram 0.0. It's not like when I make chocolate, it might be 60.2, you know, it might be, you know. So
that's strange. That's weird for a German. I mean, that's weird.
I try to be correct. I try to give my best. So that's all true. That's all true, of course, you know. But if you start industrializing food, you will end up with, you must accept certain things. Like I saw the episode you have doing with Sharon Terenzi, you know, and she explained you her experience when she walked in one of those big warehouses, cocoa warehouses, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I have been to those warehouses. It's incredible how bad it is, you know, and how it's insane, you know. This is in the warehouses. When you go back to the source, you know, we walk in like last year, we've been in Uganda sourcing beans there, and there was a street full of cocoa beans and a company just trying them outside. So I went there, but there were all like so full of mold, and that was so bad. I mean, and I said, and I pretended, I said, nice, you have cocoa beans, I might be interested. Are you selling? And they said, no, we sell to Calabout. I said, okay. And something something like this, I have never to do. Me as a small producer, I have never ever, I have to compromise quality over quantity, because I do not have quantity. I'm so small. I have only quality. This is the only thing I have. And I have a full control. I have full control over the whole chain because I'm so small. Yeah. So I talk with this a lot about my best friend in chocolate, with Josef Zotter, who is quite big, and he said, yes, you can be very good and big as well. It is possible, but the question is on which values your company is based. If your company is based on making profit, which is not a bad thing. I also want to make profit, but if this is the goal, you make profit, then you have to sacrifice a few things for your profit to make more profit.
I remember one thing about you when you visited us during a class, a chocolate class. I remember there were a few people attending the class, and someone asked you, "Can you make money? Can you turn millionaire making chocolate?" And I clearly remember your answer. And I have to admit that sometimes I use that sentence during the classes. Okay. And you say, I'm not a millionaire. I probably will not become a millionaire, but I can travel 3 months per year. Okay. I put together my holidays with research of new farmers and new places for the beans, and how much I can enjoy my spare time. That's when I feel millionaire. So this is, I think, the summary of your approach to the chocolate.
Yes, um, the chocolate, the cocoa beans, they brought everything to us now, to my family. We can imagine. We are a family business. So that means my wife works with me. She's there. My wife works with me. She's loving. She loves to work with me.
Wow.
My sister-in-law.
Peggy?
My sister-in-law works with me. I work with my mother-in-law. She works with me.
Really?
My father, like our whole family works with the chocolate, and it is. We just enjoying it so much. We enjoy a lot the traveling, of course, but we enjoy at the same moment, like actually making chocolate. If you do it yourself, it's nice. I mean, I like it. I love it. It has everything. It has to do something with machines. It has to do something with of course, the selling part is everything is nice with this business. And you have a product. You put a smile on everyone's face. There is nothing wrong with chocolate.
That's
with
true.
good chocolate. So what more can you ask? Even now in those days, exactly now, I'm so happy that I work with chocolate. Right now with the Corona, it's like beautiful having this wonderful product.
Yeah. Back in the production of Bean to Bar,
Yeah.
what are the potential issues that any chocolate maker could find in the production of chocolate to transform the cocoa to chocolate? Tell us some secrets.
The good thing is, like in our small world, in our bean to bar world, and I would not be where I am now if this, I call it our clubbers, is that whatever you call it, the bean to bar movement. Our movement is completely open, and I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Like from the beginning, like from 2012, I was not used to that everyone was sharing all his knowledge. When we started, we went to different places and everyone was just open the small places they already had, and showed us the machine and showed us the techniques, and they said, if you want to do like this, you need to do this like this, and everyone was sharing, and I loved that a lot. I loved
No
that a lot. And
competition. No competition in
no
the beginning.
competition, no competition, and for a big part, it's still like this. It's still like this. It's really like this. So if you start now, like we have this all the time here on our place, people, we get emails or the people call us, hey, we want to start a company, and can you not help us, or do you have any advices? And honestly, there are no secrets, because what is the secret? It's like if you do a 80% cocoa chocolate, it's 80% cocoa and it's 20% the rest of it. So there is no secret, And if they ask me, so which machines are you using? I'm taking pictures and I say, and those are the machines I'm using. There are no and if they ask me, so where do you sell your chocolates? I say, okay, I sell there and there and there. There are really no secrets. So that's really good if you start. People love to share, in our community. That's why we have those festivals, and that's why you have those glasses. Those glasses you do, they are pure, they are perfect. They are really nice.
Patrick,
That all helps.
you've been one of the very first in Europe. Okay, we already told about that, but you are also very well known in the US. Okay, US is basically one of the very first, maybe the first market where the first chocolate makers grew, and they made their chocolate well known to their market, and started educating the consumer, okay, the average consumer. Which are the differences? Can you compare the two markets? Which is different in Europe according to considering the chocolate makers, but also the consumer, and what happened on the other side of the ocean? Which are the main points?
First of all, I don't think that the chocolate market is a separate entity from the rest of the market. We have to follow the same conditions, market rules, or whatever, like every other business. That's number one. Not only because you make nice chocolate, like bean to bar chocolate, you will be treated special, or no. You have to follow the same set up rules which are in the country with, like, for everyone else. So in the US, like the chocolate maker, what I think what the difference is to Europe is they are a lot closer to their customer that we are, which means in Europe, if you are like a pastry chef, and customers coming and saying, hey, we love your products, and you have a beautiful showroom, and you show, the pastry chef shows every, look, this is my products, and then the customer says, you know what, actually, I'm also interested in how you made it. Then often you get the answer, you know what, that's a secret, that's a family recipe, that's a secret, that's this, and they don't share their experience with their customers. American chocolate maker, completely different. They love to talk what they do. They love to show what they have. They love to show their room, not only their showroom, but also their factory. And that is number one thing. The second one, like, I think they are much more listening to their customers also, like, not what kind of chocolate they have to make, because this should be the decision of the chocolate maker, but like how you market your chocolate, how, like a simple thing like shipping, like now online, if they feel like customers want free shipping, they give them free shipping. They say, okay, we ship this chocolate free for you. Yes, we do this. You want? Yes, we do this. Yes, we do this. Yes, we do this. They are so a lot closer to their customers, and I think there we can learn a lot from them, like a lot. On the other hand, in Europe, we have something which can be very tricky sometimes, but is also an advantage, which is called tradition. We have a tradition in chocolate making. We have a tradition in food processing. In like, so now what we have to do is to use this tradition and not to stick to it and like doing things like we have done 100 years because it's proven it works. We have to think, but we have to use this tradition we have and all those beautiful experiences and take it, take it to the time which we have now. That's everything.
It has been difficult for you that you make two ingredients chocolate in Europe to explain why all the European chocolate has a lot of cocoa butter that maybe
Yeah,
give a flat flavors
yeah.
or
I
not.
mean, Umberto, when we started with the chocolate, honestly, no one thought we would survive. Huh? We were not the first to make in bean to bar. There were in Germany, we were in the first wave. Yes, but not the first. There were other nice, cool people already doing chocolate. But the first, what we did, and we were the first. We did only dark chocolate, only bean to bar, only dark, like always 100%, organic, 100% fair, 100% dark. 100, and people said you cannot survive like this, because people in Europe want milk chocolate.
Yeah.
And I said that might be true for the last 100 years, but maybe it's changing. Maybe it's changing. Maybe people will buy chocolate because they are sugar free, or they are ethical soft, or they are organic, or whatever. But this was not a concept in chocolate. Chocolate was sweet, was nice. That was the things people would buy chocolate. So, and I said, okay, let's try, let's find out. I have nothing to lose. When we started making chocolate, I told my family, if we don't sell it, I eat it all myself. I eat it, I will eat
It's like the beans the first 2 tons that you imported.
it. Exactly. I love eating beans to the day. Yeah. I started.
You have also organized a European festival. Tell us about it.
You know what? I'm almost ashamed to talk about when I saw this gentleman from Perugia. 1 million people are coming.
Well, Euro chocolate, yeah.
He
But it's
has
different. It's completely different,
it's
sure.
different.
Look,
Okay, but
he
I want
started
to see
from
it.
the hotel market, so
Okay.
it was more easy maybe for him. You started from into bar chocolate that is a little market, so you have a lot more to do. But
Yes.
go
But yeah,
ahead, you will arrive. Few
yes,
years and you will arrive.
yes. The idea actually came. We all went to Seattle, and that's all. Every year we travel to Seattle for the Northwest Chocolate Festival, and we meet more and more Europeans coming, and in 2011, 12, 13, then Naive came, and sort of other chocolate maker were there, and so we met there, and we said, you know what, this is crazy what we are doing. We are traveling to Seattle to meet, but we could meet in Europe and
Yeah.
then do a similar show in Europe. And we did it, and it was, of course, very small, but it was from the beginning. It was like a continuation. We make the chocolate. I knew I've seen many festivals. I said, okay, we make it our style. We make it like Choco del Sol style. Love, peace, and chocolate. I said that was the motto: love, peace, and chocolate.
Yeah.
Let's bring some love in this, and peace in this whole thing. And we have this beautiful location where our chocolate place is, this old castle. And I talked to the people, and I could talk them into it. And now we have this beautiful venue to do this festival. And it's still very small, very small. But we love it a lot. We
In
like it.
which period do you do it? This is a
It's a
problem
busy
for me, and
period for Italian, too busy for
I
that.
invited every year. I invite certain Italian people to join us, but they never come. They never show up. It's in August. It's the first weekend in August.
Choco del Sol, which are your best markets? I mean, where do you sell the most in the world? And are you going to introduce some new product this year? Or maybe you're working on something new?
Market is very interesting because of our tight relationship to chocolate maker from the US and other countries. Of course, we were thinking in the beginning maybe we should go also in this direction with our products and selling in the US and there and there and there. And then we decided to do different because we have a huge market in my own country. We are 80 million people in Germany. 80 million people. And
Wow.
we have honestly, there are not more than 10 serious, serious bean, people who live from making bean to bar chocolate. I'm not sure there are even 10, maybe it's only 5, I don't know, but very few, very few. So the market for us is huge. We are doing good. I mean, we are happy. We are really happy.
We're quite at the end of our episode, and the last question that we do to anyone is how do you see you and how do you see the bean to bar market within the 2030, so in 10 years?
Okay. Like I said, for the bean to bar market, it's the same like for any other market, I believe the only way to survive is quality. This is the only way. If you don't, you can have the nicest marketing and you can have the prettiest wrapping of your chocolate bar and you can have the nicest machines you buy, If you don't make quality chocolate, you will not survive for long, And if the bean to bar movement, sometimes I think we could improve a little bit there, In the beginning, it was enough to say, I'm bean to bar. Oh, nice, you want to be bean to bar. Oh, cool, I buy you. Now, I don't think it's enough. The first thing you need to do is quality, and then people will buy it. And this is what I hope for the bean to bar movement, that there will be a bit of improvement in quality, and you guys, you have to help us there. We need, we can only, we need good machines. We need a good infrastructure around us. We need good salespeople. We need all this. We all can improve. And then we will be in a very good shape in 2030. I still believe, because all the directions they are in favor for us. People are more conscious about things they buy. People are more conscious about healthy food. People are more conscious about local food, or like it's all this is going in the right direction. And if it comes together with us making good chocolate, we will have a good life.
And I think that the consumers now think that we all deserve more than what we used to.
Yes, yes, yes,
Also
definitely.
because of the situation. I mean,
Yes, of
we are
course.
suffering too much. Now we want, we want more. We want something better.
Yes, yes,
There is something in your chocolate bar. You
yes,
write handcrafted with
yes,
love, yeah,
yes.
and
Handcrafted love.
yeah, and this is the I think the main thing of Choco del Sol, and this is
Yes,
great.
yes.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
very much.
Patrick.
Thank you to
Thank you.
you for your time, and we will see soon
We hope
over
we
the
hope
COVID.
to shake our hands again.
We will for sure, and I'm looking forward to come back to Italy, come back to your company, and we start maybe dream about things we can build or things we can do. It would be nice to do so. And I'm still remember once when you took me out and we went to this restaurant and we had the best cheese I ever had in my life. You
Yeah.
brought me to the special. I'm still dreaming from this cheese. So I want to go back to this restaurant with you.
Come back.
We will take you there. Okay. Thank you very much.
Say hello
Patrick. It's been
also
a
to
pleasure.
Peggy, please.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
You bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.